Well, how does that affect the politics and the policies of the U.S.? Because it seems like they only know how to continue along failed policy. Look at what's going on in Ukraine, and where are we when it comes to Ukraine on the battlefield?
Yeah, well, so let's go with the first of where are we with the political side. This is I don't know if you've ever been on a farm with a bunch of pigs when it comes time to get fed, but when they throw that food in the slop trial and then all the pigs come running, that's Washington D.C. They're just scrambling to push each other out of the way to see which pig gets to eat first, eat most, and it is unfortunate. That's one of the reasons they're scared to death of Donald Trump. Trump, with all of his faults, I mean, he's far from perfect. I'm not in any way suggesting that. But by God, the man is not some greedy bastard that's trying to shove his way to the front of the trial and make sure that he enriches himself and his family at the expense of other Americans. But that's just the opposite of what Joe Biden's done. And yet, look at the media attacks. The media tries to protect the Bidens. The media savages the Trumps. If Donald Trump Jr. or Eric had done, 1/10 of what Hunter Biden did, by God, they'd be wearing prison uniforms, and frankly, they probably should be. But instead, the Hunter Biden gets to, try to portray him as a victim. Now, when you're in this kind of denial, and you keep lying to yourselves, you lie to yourself about, hey, men can get pregnant. Yeah, men can have babies. Okay, you lie about that. You lie about climate change. You lie about, a whole host of things. And then you go over and you fight a war based on lies in Ukraine, and you're getting your ass kicked. So we can't supply Ukraine with the artillery shells they need that they say are required to fend off the Russians. So right now, the Ukrainians, the Russians, they all admit that for every one artillery shell or mortar shell that the Ukrainians are firing, the Russians are firing 7, 8, sometimes 9 more back. I'm not great at math, but I can figure out, I hit you one time, you punch me 9 times, I think you're going to hurt me a lot more, The same thing with the shells. So what's going on the battlefield is Ukraine is losing, and the mainstream media is starting to admit it. You've had just a rash of articles in the Washington Post and the New York Times and the Wall Street Journal of late, laying out that, oh boy, things are not looking good. And they're trying to tie it to, if they don't get enough funding, I tell you what, you could give them Warren Buffett money and it wouldn't make any difference. They still wouldn't be winning.